started. First of all, practice the rest of this week will be indoors, so if you have any need for any other interviews, just let me know and we'll work out something once we come back to the complex. Big week starting other sports this week. Men's basketball begins their practice schedule today. We start fall ball with baseball today. Men's basketball will start their practices on Thursday, so if you need anything in covering those sports, check with Tim, check with Kenny, or check with Sully. And with that, we'll bring it to the matters at hand, which is our trip to Lake Forest. And hey, Coach,
Good afternoon. Thank you all for coming out again.
Yes, sir.
And for being here on this great day. Last week, thought we had a great opportunity to start off conference play, start this thing off on the right foot, trip to Southern Miss. Obviously, that didn't go the way we planned, and we did not get the job done. I think you saw a lot of the same things that have plagued us this year. Some of the same mistakes, some of the same errors coming back and haunting us again. And as the head coach of this football team, it's my job to get us to play and play well and play focused for 4 quarters. And that's what we're continuing to work through. I was very disappointed in last week in the game. And as I watched the tape, I was probably more disappointed because for the first time, it didn't feel like progress. And we've addressed that with the team. I think they saw it as well watching the film yesterday. And so that's kind of our charge right now. And I think anytime you hit one of those rough patches, whether it's in life or in this game, the only way to get out of it is to work. And I think that's really going to be my mantra to these guys when things are going really well and when they're not going so well. The only way to get through it is to work and work and work. And what they did yesterday in those meetings and when they came out on the field for practice, I thought it was our best Monday practice of the year. I thought we were hitting. I thought we were finishing blocks. I thought we were making plays. So very glad to see that. Very glad to see that. You guys have heard me talk about process a lot, and the team has heard me talk about process a lot more, to be quite honest with you. It's something that we're talking about, showing them the path, talking about how we get to where we're going to go. And I think when you think about process, one of the things we all want to do is speed it up. And I think that's natural. But that's not reality all the time. And I think when you're trying to do great things, and when you're striving for greatness, the journey's tough. And we have to understand that. The journey is tough. And the journey that comes with those great goals is going to have some rough patches. And we're going to continue to work through them. I know this team has been through a lot in the past 18 months of their life. We've talked about that before. And they always respond and bounce back. And that's exactly what I expect them to do right now. And that's why I was so pleased to see the way we were working yesterday. We're going to get the little things cleaned up. We're going to get it cleaned up. We're going to keep working. We're, in a lot of cases on that film, we have people in position and we're playing fundamentally poor football. We're not finishing or not straining the way that is required to be successful in our sport. So those are the things we're going to address. We're having more individual periods this week to really address some fundamentals. And that's going to help us. That's going to help us. And it's not just going to help us this week. It's going to help us for the rest of the season and the rest of these guys' careers. Anytime we can invest that time in these fundamentals. I think I look up, and one thing I talk to the team about a lot is how quickly this season's moving. And, you know, it really, in a lot of ways, has gone in a blink of an eye. To think that we played 4 games already, getting ready for our 5th. But the reality is also that we've still got a lot of ball to play. You know, we've got 9 promised opportunities left, 7 in conference. And so we're excited for those opportunities. We're excited to play this Saturday up in North Carolina. And, you know, we're going against a good football team. Dave Clausen is a heck of a football coach. These guys are disciplined. They play really hard. And it's going to be a great challenge for us. But it's a challenge that I think our guys are excited about. Anytime you get to go and play against a Power 5 opponent, they're going to play their butts off. And what I believe is going to happen is I believe we are going to prepare like we need to this week and practice like we need to go up there and play well, to go up there and put ourselves in position to play well on Saturday. And that's our charge to our guys, and that's how we are working. With that, I'll open up for any questions.
You had said after the game about winning the one-on-ones. Can you speak to that? Because you said after you watched more of the film that was still the same.
It was definitely the same. You know, and one of the things we did yesterday is we had the offense watch it as a unit and the defense watch it as a unit. So they could kind of see what's going on and make sure they understand what that person's being coached to do. And I want them to see when guys are doing their job and making plays, and I want them to see the contrary too. And I want them to all understand that we're all getting coached. And getting coached is not a bad thing. Getting coached is like getting loved, right? Around this building. I mean, we're trying to get this right together, and we're trying to help people individually and collectively.
Coach, Saturday night, you didn't seem fully satisfied with the physicality of your team. Is that something that maybe starts in practice and will naturally carry over to the game, or is it just something that's different on Saturdays?
No, it can't be different on Saturdays. And I think that as we all look back on last week, we probably know that practice didn't go the way it needed to. And we tried to address it as coaches, but it's something that I'm seeing right now our guys step up and take control of. And that's the way it needs to be. You know, it needs to be that desire that we're crossing the white lines, we're going to get to play this game today. Let's do it as physical as we can, and let's enjoy the physicality. Let's make sure that in pass protection, the quarterback has time to sit in there and really take his footwork, make his read, take his hitch, and deliver the ball. And on defense, it's the same thing. Like, we've got to make sure that we are getting off the ball every play, and that we are getting to the ball like our hair's on fire every play.
Coach, how are they, the team right now, handling with you emphasizing just do your job and everything else will take care of itself?
How are they handling that?
Yeah.
You know, I hope to them it's refreshing. You know, that I want them to worry about their 111, and we're going to continue to coach it. And we also told them, like, one thing you can't be shocked by is the competition that's going to open up at several positions this week, because it has to. I've told these guys since the first day I got here that the locker room is not a meritocracy. If you don't get what you earn, then things crumble. And so we're making a couple changes and opening up some other things for competition as we speak, day in and day out this week.
Does it create a bit of an extra challenge? You got a team that is 5 straight weeks at home. They're right in the middle of it. This is your third straight road game or 4th straight road game? What is it? Yeah. So does that create a bit of a challenge for you, like, you know, in that regard too, because, you know, they're able to stay home and you guys have been on the road?
You know what I'd say is, for whatever reason, we didn't play well Saturday night. And I don't know if being on the road had anything to do with that, but we didn't match their intensity and we didn't match their energy. So again, maybe it's a challenge for us as a younger football team as we're continuing to learn how to play on the road, what you have to do in those things. So maybe that's a little bit of a challenge, but the reality is we got 13 promised opportunities, and they can put a ball down on Kirby and we'll go play. You know, so wherever they want, we'll do.
Coach, for the first time this year, your team didn't win the time of possession battle on Saturday. Can you speak to how that impacts not just the offense, but the rest of the game, and how do you think that puts y'all behind schedule and behind the 8 ball?
You know, I think it does. I think that's a philosophical belief that if we can possess the ball, that when we have it, we are the best defense, right? Defense on the sideline is the best defense. So you look at it, and time of possession is something that we've talked about. Yes, we want to do it offensively by being good on 3rd down. Actually, you know, offensively we were 7 of 14, 50% on 3rd down. That was a good number. That's a good number that's going to put you near the top of the nation if you can maintain that 50%. But it always works hand in hand, and it's a defensive stat as well. You know, especially if you talk about, we scored that touchdown in the 4th quarter with 7 minutes left and never got the ball back. And so you talk about the time of possession. That was something that we couldn't do much about. Now, could we have made it even better in the first half? 100% we could have. And so it is a team responsibility. It's a team stat. But when we can pound the rock on offense, which we really struggled to do on Saturday, and when we can play great defense, usually that first thing we talk about comes into play.
And building on you, it's a team responsibility. On Saturday, the secondaries had some concerns throughout the season, but nobody got behind the safeties and blew an 80-yard touchdown this week. Can you talk about any improvement in how the guys on the back of the girl come?
Yeah, still too many big plays against our defense, but you're exactly right. Nobody got behind people. Made a couple plays on the ball, and you know what? That's a testament to Brian Smith and his coaching staff and what they're doing over there. Something that we talked about a lot last week was playing top down in this defense, making them go the hard way. And so again, if we can do a little bit better job of our efficiency on 1st and 2nd down, combined with that, because you look at our number defensively, they converted 1 of 6. Once again, a very outstanding number defensively. But But then you look at the fact that they only had 6 third downs in the game, and that's a glaring issue.
Cephas was a home run threat last year, but he's getting better in the red zone. What's he done to really be more consistent?
You know, I think he has a great understanding. Him and Sean have a great me to you factor when they're in the red zone, and they understand that Aaron's got several tools, several different routes he can run down there. His 3 touchdowns have actually came on the same one this year, where he basically goes and boxes out the guy. Sean gives him a very catchable ball, and he goes and makes a play. And I've been with quarterbacks that couldn't figure out that throw, and Sean's got it down, and they have a lot of confidence in him right now with each other.
Anything else? Thanks, Coach.
All right, thank you.
We're going to bring Zach